I figure the reason most of the people are watching this video is for this particular thing, so I moved it up to the front. Hopefully this is the answer that you've been searching for a long time. I couldn't find anything on this subject, so this is why I'm making this video. Maybe if you found enough value into it, it's worth a subscribe, it's worth a share, a mention, a pass along. Maybe you finish the rest of the video after you're done fumbling with whatever you're fumbling with. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get to the point. Here's how to adjust the governor from a universal style, and you can kind of tweak it from there, but this method should get you back to where it's functioning relatively normally. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy. What happens if you completely have to reset this governor arm, and what do you do, and what are the what are the tricks to get it back to where it is, in a functional state? First things first. So there's two things that you want to do. You want to make sure that this throttle is in the wide open position. All right, so if you can see in there, that throttle plate is wide open and then that's closed. So you want to have it in, and these are usually a little stop piece right there, and then take note of which way this governor arm travels. So it's wanting to go that way, right? If we move it wide open throttle, it travels in that direction towards the front of the mower. So that arm, take note of that direction. You want to mimic that post, and I'm going to loosen this nut in a second. You want to mimic that governor post in the same direction, right? So if this is traveling that way, you want to turn that that screw counterclockwise. When you're holding this throttle plate wide open. If for some reason it's oriented the other way, right, and it's traveling in that direction, you're going to want to move it clockwise, right? It's traveling in that direction, right? Clockwise. Counterclockwise for that way, clockwise for, I don't know. Yeah, you get it. So again, I want to make sure that is wide open throttle, which is pushed all the way that way. We'll worry about the governor spring in a second. I know some of you are probably curious about that. So I'm going to loosen, holding this way, I'm going to loosen this nut, holding this governor arm to the post, right? And what I want to do, I have a pair of locking pliers are good, right? I want to lock onto this. I want to lock onto this post, and then holding this throttle wide open, I want to turn it until I feel it stop up against whatever. So if you see it turns this way and then it'll stop. It only goes a certain amount that way too. So it only travels usually in about, 90-degree increments. Holding that wide open. You're gonna tighten that nut. So now one thing to check your work, I have this this governor spring that's attached up here. I have that off. You just wanna make sure that there's free play, right? So that's all the way closed, that's all the way open. You just want to make sure that that moves freely without that spring. If you have the spring on there, it's going to be a lot more taut, as you can see. You know what I mean? So if you have that spring off, one thing to check and to make sure that it's good is if that has free play, attach that spring, and then we'll bend that in either direction once we can fine tune it from there. But as is right now, whatever mower that you have, whatever piece of equipment that you're working on, that should be what is going to help you get it back to a square. Just want to recap one more time. Throttle plate held wide open, hold that governor arm in place, loosen the governor arm nut, turn that governor arm post in the orientation that the direction of the governor arm is going. In this case, the governor arm wants to go that way to hold the throttle open, so I'm going to turn the governor post in a counterclockwise orientation until it stops, hold it in place, tighten the nut, should be good. If you're the opposite direction, you would want to hold it in place, loosen the nut, turn it all the way, holding that throttle open, which would be on the other side, tighten the nut, you should be good. So leave me a comment if you have any questions about that. I can do the best I can to help with your particular situation. Hopefully it serves you well, this video. But back to the regularly scheduled program. There you go. I hope it works for you. Air 5 if it does. All right, now we can begin the video. What's up, guys? Thanks for coming back to chrisxoutdoors. If you've been here before, thank you. If this is your first time here, oh, it's so awesome to have you. Hopefully I can bring it. Hopefully it's not your last time here. It's March 13th, 2020. This is a big day. I'm gonna look back on this video, even if nobody watches it. I'm gonna look back on this video one day and remember that this is during coronavirus 2020. Schools are shutting down. The NBA a couple of days ago said that they were shutting down the rest of their games. All the other major sports teams followed. Schools are shutting down, colleges, grade schools, and yeah, country's kind of in a little bit of fear right now, but that's not going to stop what we're doing today. This whole garage, I'm so sorry, just a quick pan up, so sorry, is horrible. So I have a little bit of space to work here and a clean workbench. Great. Today we have a Craftsman 6.5 horsepower push mower, not self-propelled, yes bag, no side discharge, mulch feature. This is a mother lode series. I don't know anything about it. This is the first time that I am looking at it with you guys. And so we'll just go through. Let's just do a quick little assessment, take a look at everything. I think it pulls over. Yes, it does. Okay, let's check that oil. That looks like a lot of oil. I'm gonna wipe that dipstick off. I wanna see what that level is. That looked very high. Yeah, so it has a full indicator. Yeah, so it looks like it's a little over. Looks like it's a little overfilled. The full line. It's like right at that crease in my glove. That crease in my glove. That's like the full line. So it's a little bit over. Let's do it one more time. Yeah, yeah, a little bit overfilled. Again. Crease in my glove, that's the full line. There it is. So let's smell the gas next. Let's see how that checks out. Gas smells horrible. Gas tank looks pretty empty. We'll see. There's the spark plug. Spark plug looks relatively good. Primer bulb right there. Primer bulb feels really good, not too stiff. It's obviously not pumping anything because there's nothing in there, but it stank. All right, you know the drill. We're gonna check for spark, verify that it runs, tear into that carburetor, and then we should be good. I'll get you guys set up right here. We're gonna see if the old spark comes back around. It's my favorite tool ever, this little spark checker tool. Okay, all right, you guys are on a very little tripod, so you guys have the privilege of being right up close and personal to this thing. All right, let's see if she got spark. A little orange flicker. If it's there, a little orange flicker. I actually can't see. All right, I did see one. Yep. Okay, so we got spark. All right, let's dump a little bit of gas down that plug hole. We'll see if that's a good engine. It should be. I'm optimistic. If you guys haven't realized this by now, if you've seen a couple videos, everything is gonna run until it doesn't. All right, I'm gonna pop that plug out. It looks okay. Not too dark. Here, that piston is all the way up. Pop that plug back in, and then we will get an idea if this thing is a good one or not. Okay, if all goes well, this should fire over a couple revolutions, and then it should die, if it's good. All right, cool. Let's turn to that carburetor, see how it looks. All right, I got that mower up on the bench. Let's get into that carburetor and we'll see what's going. Oh my gosh, that is horrible. Oh, that's just, it used to be kind of that color. Now it's that color. That might need to be replaced. For now it's fine. Obviously it's gonna have to be because I don't have this, but, or maybe just suggest if and when I sell this to the potential buyer, just take whatever price I'm gonna list it at and just knock like 10 bucks off of it and just say, yep, needs an air filter. 3/8. That's my guess. 3/8. 3/8. Too big. 5/16. Get that fuel line disconnected. I don't know if that fuel line is going to make it. The good news is I think I have one. All right, kind of a dramatic measure. Maybe not. I have a heat gun. I'm just going to hit it. It's not terribly cold outside, but I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of heat. just to soften it up a little bit. It definitely is moving a lot better. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I did that. Okay, cool. Got that fuel line off. There's 2 bolts holding it in. Those are not 5/16. Those are 3/8. Ha, 3/8. Here we go. Got the carb. I'm gonna get this down off of the bench and then we'll cut into that. All right, let's cut into that carburetor. It's a 1/2 inch. Let's see what it looks like in here. Ooh, that was not held on there very tightly. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's a little bit of gas in it. It is not gas, that is water. So this was completely drained of fuel, which is impressive. Most of the time it's not. A little bit of water right there, that outline that you can see, that dark spot, that is what was in the carburetor. That is all water. That dark spot in the middle might have been a tiny smidge of fuel, but as you can see, mostly water, which is fine. I don't think that it was ran. I think that from what it appears, this person stored this properly, which is really cool. I love, love, love when something is put away properly. That way the next person that messes with it doesn't have to screw with it for too long. I'm gonna try to get that main jet. I'm trying to pop that out and see. I'm not gonna push on it too much, but if it, no, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna blow right through it. All right, so that flip bowl looks good. I'm just gonna give it a quick little knockout just to absorb any of the rest of the water that was in there. Water and dirt. More dirt. All right, that's good. The bowl is good. This is that bolt that holds the bowl up to the main jet. It's got a couple ports in it. Blew that out, that's good. The needle and seat looks great. Now the rest of it is just this. I'm gonna blow up through that main jet. Pretty sure that's it. I don't think there are any other ports on here. Yep, there's one main, or one, so maybe it's like a pilot jet or something in there. All right, cool. Got that all taken care of. I'll just blow it out with some air really quick. This one looks like it'll be a survivor. I don't see any reason to believe why it won't be. This looks much, much better than most. I will say too, drain the fuel system. If you're not gonna use something, it takes 2 seconds. Okay, it takes longer than 2 seconds, but anyways, it doesn't take that long. Just drain the fuel tank. Just drain it. If you can, blow the carburetor out. You are going to do either yourself or the person that gets there next a massive favor by doing that. So just do it. Backstory behind this mower, I found it was on Facebook Marketplace. It was a trailer full of mowers. It was posted like minutes. It was $100. That's what they were asking. It was posted for like minutes, and I reached out right away. I said, "Where are you? I'll be there." So they told me. Ended up being it was a manufactured home park, and they had the guy that was selling them was part of the maintenance crew, and he told me people would move out, and if they didn't take, the stuff from their shed or from on the side of the house, a lot of times it was power equipment, blowers, mowers, whatever. They would give them, a certain amount of time to come get them back. If they didn't, they would then take ownership of that. He accumulated a whole mess of them over time, and then he just sold them as a lot. I don't think he obviously didn't pay anything for them, so he didn't really have a ton invested in it at that point. He just kind of flipped it to somebody else and got all that crap out of his life. So this was that. I would say this is probably $5 maybe when you take everything that was on that trailer and you just kind of divide it by 20, right? I figured there's probably 20 pieces on that. 100 divided by 20 is 5. So hopefully this works. Hopefully we'll get it running. I'm gonna get this set up over here and we'll get that carburetor back on, and then we are going to fire it up and see if it works. I'm gonna put that old dirty air filter back in there. I know that might make some people cringe. I apologize in advance. I might just get a new air filter for the thing. That way, I always like when I sell stuff, I don't like to give any people any reason to talk me down. I'll usually post it, price is firm, and the only way I'll come down is if it doesn't sell for a while, I might reconsider it, but usually I try to price things pretty competitively. So, but it really bugs the bugs the crap out of me when somebody finds a good deal and they'll just try to get it for less just cause. I do that actually, so I shouldn't really bash that too much. But anyways, my point is anything that I can do to not give that person any reason whatsoever to talk me down, sign me up. And I would feel bad not saying anything to them, right? They should check it, right? That would be the normal thing. They should just check it and move on. I'm gonna do one other thing. I don't know if the camera's getting this. Yes, move you to this side. That fuel tank did not smell too good. It was empty, but it kind of had like that chlorine residue smell. Some of you probably know what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna see if anything comes out of there. This gravity's keeping it down that way. All right, I'm gonna take some compressed air, try to form as best of a seal as I can around that tank. And I'll let you guys see. Try to force as much of whatever's in there, hopefully nothing. Looking right there. That little thing, there's a thing that hopefully nothing comes out of, but just in case. Good. Button that back up, I'll put a little fuel in it and we will see if it kicks over. I still want to address the oil level. I want to make sure that once it kicks on, once it gets up to speed and kind of up and running, I'll just verify that, everything's all good in there and it sounds good and there's nothing out of whack. And then I will change the oil. All right, let's put a little. Whoa. That's not good, that's not good, that's not good, that's not good. Oh, you idiot. All right, rescue team. Got gas going everywhere. Just as I was filling it up, I was like, there's gonna be some leak. So this side's fine. It's leaking out of that side, but it's only because it's running down that. So let me get into this side really quick. You know what? It's a crack in the fuel line. When I took it off, I'm gonna replace this fuel line anyways, so let's clamp it off. Instantly stopped. When I initially went to take that fuel line off, I put these pliers on it. This is before the heat gun. I started to move it a little bit back and forth, and I saw this very minor crack go in it, and I figured it was just kind of a surface crack, which apparently is more than a surface crack. So I'm gonna get this fuel line off. We will replace it. The good news is I think the gas tank is pretty much empty. All right, I'm gonna let that gas drain out a little bit. While that is happening, I'll get this garage door opened and then we will replace that fuel line. All right. All right, let's get that button back up. Now the moment of truth. All right, primer bulb seems to work. Let's get this button back up and we'll see how it does. Okay, so it's the next day. I am going to tear into this, and the governor arm is in there. I just want to take a look at it and we'll see what's going on in there. So it appears that this was likely the reason why, whoever gave up on this. Oh, look what we have here. Well, we are uncovering more and more. Oh, I hate this stuff. That huge nest was in there, which would really give it some run issues for sure. Okay. You guys are sitting on top of the garbage, so I'm gonna get you down gonna get this nest mess cleaned up. So the nest was fashioned right here. It looks like a lot of the nest it's like rusted in there, which, you know, I can only imagine is from the moisture of the, of the nest reacts with the metal, and then you have surface rust problems, which is good, or which is bad. I'm gonna get a fresh pair of gloves on. The unfortunate thing is I don't have a shop vac, so I'm gonna have to do as much of this as I can, kind of, manually. I might take it outside and hit it with the air compressor. All right, so I got it down off the bench. Let's get the garage door open and let's give this a tug. Should be good to go now. I'm gonna change the oil, sharpen the blade, balance the blade. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for tuning in, really appreciate it. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever it is that you use. I'd love to say hi and chat and interact with you guys in any way, shape, or form I can. As a way to say thank you. Peace.